I started out March by wearing Zoya in the shade Pippa. I'm pretty sure that this polish was initially released in the La Di Da collection in 2009. I'm actually a pretty big fan of yellow polishes, and I'm a little surprised that this polish looks as good as it does on me. It's a cool toned yellow, and I've figured out that I have a fair neutral warm olive skin tone. Pippa is like a lemony kind of color. I'll go on ahead and attach some pictures, but I really do love this nail polish. So the polish for the second week in March is called Zoya Avril, and I looked to see what collection it was from. 2004 Zoya Suede collection. It's like a milky pink with brown undertones is what I saw it described as. I'm very happy. I feel like it's almost like the perfect nude on me, which I've had a lot of trouble trying to find. I'll have to see how it looks in different lightings. I'm not sure how much of this can be seen through the camera, but the formula itself, it never really self-leveled, and this was 3 coats of Avril. And this is how they look against my Squishmallow. I feel like you can really see how it's a flattering nude shade on me. Well, this is in indoor lighting when it's nighttime too. Usually with nude shades, I kind of find my hands looking reddish against it, but this one works. And I really think that it's because of the light brown undertone. This is day 8 of this polish, so I'm gonna take it off today. It's Sunday, but there's slight chipping, as you can see, and kind of fingertip wear. But I mean, I feel like overall that's pretty good for a full 8 days. The next polish that I did is Pahlish Changeling, and this is my St. Patrick's Day manicure. So today is actually the day after, so I've been wearing it for a few days. As far as the collection goes, Changeling was part of Pahlish's Fairy Light collection. It says mystery. I know that when I got it, I selected for a mystery polish. 3 days of wear. There's literally not really, there's a tiny chip on the pinky just from I hit it at some point and a little bit came off. That's the only chipping so far. And so this is there's a taupe base, a beigey taupe base, and then there's green to purple to blue large particle glitters. And on my skin, since I have the olive undertone, it makes it kind of look more green. But at least for me, I feel like this is super flattering, and I would almost even consider this to be a neutral polish on me. So this is how Changeling looks on day 7. There's almost no chips, just the one area on the pinky finger that I showed the other day. So the next polish I did is Zoya Ella. So today is actually Tuesday, so it's day 2. There is a chip here, but it's kind of my fault because I didn't do the best painting job, and then I was doing a lot of stuff after that kind of caused the some early tip wear, if you can see. Ella is from Zoya's Darling collection from the spring of 2021. So it's described as a coral with pink undertones, and it's a warm toned polish. And on my olive skin, I feel like it really pops. I was really kind of feeling either a silver or an orange manicure for this week, and I feel like this kind of hit the spot of what I was wanting from an orange, where it kind of has a bit of a depth, but it's also not too plain orange. I feel like the pink kind of gives it some dimension. I feel like the color on my camera keeps switching between warm and cool right now, but this shade too is really, really pretty in the sunshine. I don't really care about seasons when it comes to polishes that I wear. I put stuff on just completely based off of what I'm feeling. But I do kind of feel like spring and summer is when Ella might look especially gorgeous. Also, I'm not sure how Ella would look on my winter hands when it's super cold and they're all red. And so this is actually my first time wearing a pinky coral nail polish, and I think I like it. And the last polish for March is Unsalted by Essie. So it's a butter yellow, it's a warm, dusty tone, and it does complement the olive in my skin. It makes it so that it almost looks like a bit of a neutral on me, but it's still like a fun color. And it complements some of the yellow tones in my skin. And Unsalted is from Essie's new gourmet grocery collection that just came out. I am trying to not buy a whole lot of polishes, but I just did not have a butter yellow, and I felt like since butter yellow has been so trending lately, I may as well get one since I was expecting that it would probably look quite flattering on me. It's still kind of messy on my nails because I just painted them and I don't clean up my nails when I paint them. But I do think it's very pretty. Here's how it looks in a bit of a different lighting. I feel like it's quite flattering, maybe under like lower lights. Not that it's bad in the sunshine, but I kind of like the way it smoothly blends, which I think kind of shows how it actually is flattering on me. Here's another view of Unsalted as well. I feel like seeing it kind of against this wood and some different lighting kind of gives like a bit of a better sense of how it pulls in general. And here's how it looks just in like indoor lighting when it's dark outside. This is how the nails are looking on day 5. So I would say there's like no chipping. Overall, this polish just wears like very well. So these are the polishes that made up my March rack. Zoya, Avril, Changeling, Ella, and Unsalted. So what I think is going to be fun is just comparing my picks that I wore to what was actually trending, because I don't look at the trends ahead of time. I kind of like to see like where my natural taste brought me in terms of that. And from what I looked at, Avril, because what was trending was like nude colored pink neutral type stuff. And then next I would say Changeling, because like soft greens were trending, even though this is more of like a fun like different color play. On me, I feel like it definitely looks more like a green, and I feel like on me it kind of pulls across more neutral and soft just because of my skin tone. And then butter yellow is actually considered a trend for March, which I still have on right now. And I'm actually a really big fan of butter yellow. I really like the way that it looks on me, and I think it's like a super random color to be super popular, but I like it, so I'm not complaining. And then bright pops of color, especially orange, was trending, which is where I think Ella comes into play. But then I kind of think that Pippa also kind of fits this because it is a really bright color that kind of pops out. And so I think that for the month of March, all of these manis were unintentionally trending.